Okay, so I think we should be live. I hope you can see the scene, the screen, and everything. I'm gonna stream a little bit of development on Fatal Error, which is this game. It's a shooter, a multiplayer shooter, and we are currently on early access. So the game is live on Steam, and with my friend we're trying to push an update every weekend. And today is Sunday, so I'm working on the challenges, which are gonna be these single player levels, which are gonna serve two purposes. One is to ease the players into the gameplay, so explain how the game works, how the controls work, what's so special about the game, and so forth and so on. And then the other thing is to provide a challenge, as the name implies. So the more advanced challenges will be harder, and they're gonna be hard to beat, but they're gonna come in a while. So first we're going to work on some tutorial style challenges like this one. This one is going to be the first one, and it's basically, you can see it here. It's a very simple level where you start here and you move through the layout, and so basically you just learn how to move. So if you want to see it in motion, it's gonna look like this. Stop the music. So you can see the robot, he moves around, and as soon as you get here, the door opens. You know, the sparks are made to show you that the door opens, and you cannot shoot right now. You can use the sword, but I'm gonna remove it, so it's really clean. And you can just move around. You see that stuff is physics-based, and you get to the elevator. You just finish the challenge. So that's the base idea, the basic idea for this one. And I'm gonna work a little bit more on another one, which is gonna be a walking one still. And so you're gonna see the workflow. But I need to write the live first. Whatever. Is it working? Because I'm having a lot of problems with the connections, so I don't know. I'm streaming at a very low resolution in order to be able to actually stream anything. Yeah, whatever, it's gonna be working. Pretty sure it's working. It says live, so it must be working. So in order to create a new level, what I'm going to do is to duplicate this one. This one is a scene called walking tutorial. So I'm going to duplicate it. You can call it walking tutorial 1, it's fine. Open it. You want to save? Not really. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is to remove some elements to clean the scene a little bit. And you can see that the elements here are nicely arranged. So we have This is the UI. This is the in-game UI, which is basically what you see when the game ends and stuff like this. I'm gonna disable it for now. This is the basis where the players spawn. These are the lights, which I'm gonna keep like this for now. This is the layout, which is basically every single wall in the level. This is the elevator, which is gonna act as an ending point, and the game manager controls the logic. This is for debug. This gives the configuration of the match. Is not really useful for now. Well, actually, yes, it is, because you see it contains the configuration of the game, which is supposedly gonna come from the menu. But since I don't pass from the menu, this thing gives the config to the scene. And this is the logic of the challenge. This contains like triggers, the elevator, which in itself is like a sort of a trigger. Sorry. And the two light rings, which act as a trigger as well. So you have to walk on them. They have a trigger inside, and I'm going to show you now. So what I'm going to do is to go to the floors, sorry, the walls, and delete most of them. So I go here and I delete all of them, and I just keep a normal wall, a column, and a long wall, just to be able to duplicate them. Then I will remove decorations. I'm gonna turn it off. Fences, I'm gonna turn them off. I'm gonna turn off the lights for now, the neon lights. I'm gonna turn off the crates, so you see, you get a nice empty thing. Wait, I deleted too much, because in Fatal Error we have a wall here, which is basically where the time is. So we always need this wall, because otherwise the players will be able to walk under the time counter, and we don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete everything except for that wall. So again, I deselect this, I deselect one of the normal walls, one of the columns, one of the walls, and one of these, because I'm also gonna use these things here to put the UI on top. So I create like a black patch, and then I put the piece of UI on top to show the controls. So with that done, we go forward and we hide crates, we hide the neons, we hide the fences, decorations, and I'm also gonna remove these triggers. So I'm gonna remove this, I'm gonna hide this one, I'm gonna hide the doors, I'm gonna hide the elevator. Cool, I think it's pretty clean for now. So as you can see, the scenario is now quite clean, and I can start filling it. And I have a sketch here, I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna follow the sketch that I made. So this is basically gonna be a walking challenge, very easy. To some players it might seem too easy. Like if you're a gamer, you're probably gonna pass this challenge like with your eyes closed. But we need to make sure that everyone has got the controls, and that they understand what is I mean, that they see walls, because that's not to be taken for granted, and that they know that they cannot walk into them, that they cannot walk into fences, but they can shoot through them. So we need to, explain every single bit of every single element of the game. So let's see. I wanted the base to be down here. So I'm going to the spawn manager, enable it again, and I'm gonna put it like here. Put in some music back just to make everything more interesting. Good. I'm gonna put the bass here. This is actually music from the game. These 5 tracks here. So I'm gonna put it here for now. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I want it to be something like this. Center, okay. I'm trying to put everything on a grid, so I just keep hold of a command button, and I can, you see, it snaps to the grid of one unit. But sometimes I need to move it like half a unit, so oops. I need to manually input the coordinates just to make sure that they align perfectly. Let's do it like this. Why I want stuff to align perfectly? Because if I did this and they overlap, it might be created some Z fighting in this area. So you see that where the two elements overlap, the polygons are basically at the same position, and you might see some flickering. So I'm just trying to make things clean, sorry. And another thing that I can do is to hold the V button and snap stuff. So if you hold the V button, it will snap the vertices together, and you make sure that the things don't overlap. This is actually a faster way to position objects. Oops. And I always need to make sure of how it looks from above, because that's how the player is gonna see the level. So I always need, I need to position stuff in 3D, but I always need to go to the game view and see if stuff makes sense, if the things could be seen from above. Because one of the biggest issues with this game, with the graphics, is that everything is seen from above. So everything needs to be clear and interesting, which is usually a challenge, because stuff is in general more interesting from a profile, especially characters, and of course walls are hard to be seen from above. So, and these walls are black, so I need to create some contrast. I need to make sure that the lights illuminates the floors, so you see where you're going, and you clearly see that the black line is a barrier. So we can move this away. And the idea for this challenge was to have like a lava pit, liquid metal pit, as we do have in the how's it called, the foundry level. I think I cannot select some layers. Yeah, the ground was locked. Okay, so the grounds are these like patches, which I need to change. So I'm gonna go to the foundry level and get some floors. As you can see, that the tiles are a bit different. So yeah, foundry tile. I'm gonna go back. So I'm gonna go and to the floor, game object, and basically take everything and throw it away. Okay, we have some patches here which are supposed to give some visual differentiation, and I'm gonna go and what are they called? Background. Let's see Foundry prefabs. Foundry tile. Start with 128, so it's faster. Let's see what height they were in the other level. Because I need to be precise, otherwise the physics of the game won't work. So the floor object is at -1 and the tiles are 0. Okay. Go back into the walking. Floor object is on -1 and these are 0. Why? Okay. So I can start placing them and duplicating them. Something weird. Okay, that's why, because the tile was not inside the floor object. So now I can put 0 and it's going to be at the right height. Yes. So I'm going to create like a base to start, and I'm going to rotate them to give them a bit of variety. Most of the stuff is going to be covered by walls and by other elements, so you're not really going to be seeing the repetition in the textures. It's not really important that we add a lot of variety, and I'm going to add variety later on anyway. So I'm going to just duplicate these ones in a quick way, and then I'm going to add variety with other with the variation that I have here of the same prefab. Duplicate the whole row, maybe. And rotate it. And I need to leave a hole in the center, so I'm gonna do this for now. Because what I want to do is to have like a lava pit, as I said. So go to the lava pool, yes, and add here a new game object, so I can put them in the right place and disable them in one go if I need to. Now I need to align these things and I want one missing here because there's going to be like a bridge. Actually, okay. Actually, I don't want a covered bridge. I want like a walkway. So I need lava there as well. Yes. And now what I add here is the they're called lower walls. So let's create another game object. So what are the lower walls? The lower walls are like just faces, just one-faced walls that we put, here to cover the holes and to provide as a collider, so stuff doesn't fall through the scenery. So it's either gonna touch the ground, touch the lower wall, or touch the lava and be destroyed. Could be optimized better, but it's okay. Cool, they're nicely aligned. Select more than one to be faster. Okay, and then I can take all of them, duplicate them, hold Control, and drag them to the other side. And then take one of them, duplicate it, rotate, and put it here. Where we need two, anyway, yes. We need to use the vertex snapping here. So take this, yes, cool. Very fast. I think I'm missing something. There's like I think this one should be a bit more on the right. I'm gonna move them a unit. Yes, a unit. Take all the lava poles, move them by a unit, and then take all of the lower walls on this side. Cool, cool. Yes, and move them by one. Perfect. Oh, yes, the two on the other side. Okay, let's see. Great. And then, to be walked upon, we need, as I said, a walkway. So, for walkways, I think I have a prefab. I thought I had one. It's gonna be shared environment. Walkway, yes. And for the walkway, I need to create a new object here. Object. And I can put it here. And as you see, it aligns perfectly. Everything is made on a grid, so we can be precise, and then we can break the grid by placing elements in like a more organic fashion. Wait, I forgot that I have the chat open, but I don't know if anything. No. So cool. Good. So another thing I want to add in this level is the conveyor belts, because they are a big part of the game. Like if you see the other levels, like the dump, you know, these things, the conveyor belts, they are like, if you, let me show you the can you see, it's one of the easiest to show. See if Unity can play or it will break down completely. Nice. He always crashes the first time I play in the morning. Always. And I want to log in now. Let's see if it crashes the second time. No. So yes, this is the menu scene, and you can see the conveyor belts. They generate crates, which are usually the robots, and where you can hide and stuff like that. So I need players to familiarize with these things, to know that they slow them down or they make them faster. So I'm gonna put them in the second challenge, in second walking challenge, which is what I was working on right now. So, and to do that, oh, I lost the layout. No. Let's quickly put everything back. Okay. So I'm gonna put some of the conveyor belts in the game. I'm gonna create another element, and I'm gonna call it gameplay objects, because usually what is in layout is all static, so I can tick the static flag without thinking of what's inside, while stuff in the gameplay object is usually moving, even though the conveyor belts are not really moving, because they are just made through a shift in the texture coordinates, I mean the animation. So the lines are just a texture that shifts around and doesn't really move. Oops. Okay, and then we need the how they call it? I'm gonna take them from another level. It's easier. So what we need is these things, which usually the player uses to come out of them. So you go inside this thing here, and then you can come out of these ones depending on the button you press. So the colored buttons all correspond to the 4 exits. But in this level, in the tutorial, they're not gonna be able to go in through this because I'm not going to put the entrances. I'm just going to put the exits. The exits are going to dispense crates like these ones, like other robots. So the players start to familiarize with these, and they know that they can push them and other stuff. So I'm gonna, you see, this is made in an object. It's all in an object that's called the transport manager. I'm gonna just copy this and paste it in the other scene for tutorial 1. I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna appear in the same positions. I'm gonna remove the entrances, and I'm gonna just skip 2 of them, I think. So which colors would be better? Because we have a problem with colors in this game, because everything is color coded. So you go into a level like the dump, and you see that everything has a color. There's the exits, which have 4 colors because they correspond to the buttons. The players also have 4 colors, so people sometimes think that like something that is blue belongs to the blue player, and so the entrances are purple because if they were blue, people would think that only the blue players could take them. We had a problem with the gem, which is now this thing here, the database. And again, this thing, I made it basically gray purple because before it was yellow, and sometimes the players thought, on the first match that only the yellow player could take them. So I need to be very careful about the colors of the stuff that I put on the scene. So I'm thinking for the second tutorial level, second challenge, what color do I want? Because if I put them in blue, then players are gonna think that they belong to the blue player, or I don't know. Let's see. I'll put the yellow and red because I like the colors better. And then I'm gonna think about it. I can change them later. So I'm gonna delete these objects, and I'm gonna take the Y, and this game object here is the spawn point, so it's where the crates get spawned. So I'm gonna take this and this. I'm gonna move them here, and this door is a bit in the way, so I'm gonna. This door it won't open. It's not part of the. It's just part of the scenery. I'm gonna swap these things. I'm gonna move the door here where it doesn't bother me. Yes, so swap this, and then you see here we need to add a patch because otherwise people will see black and it's not nice. So what I'm gonna do is to re-enable selecting the ground level. I'm gonna go to the floor, and here I'm gonna put one of maybe the smallest tiles. I'm gonna put it in patches because why not? Actually not. Yeah, perfectly aligned. Now the problem is that since it's outside, you can usually see it from here, and it's not nice because here, I mean, if the game is, I'll show you. If I enable the canvas and the in-game UI, forgive the names, but if the game is 16 by 10, then you see the patch is going to be covered. But if your game is 16 by 9, then the UI moves out and the patches can be seen. So I need to hide them somehow. Gonna turn off the UI again. And how do I hide them? Well, I can just like put them like this, and you see the flickering? This is the Z fighting that I was talking about before. So what I need to do is to raise this thing a little bit in a way that the players won't really notice. But actually I'm gonna lower this. So it acts as a patch, but it's not. Let's see. But it doesn't disrupt the tiles here. Wait a second. So yeah, this is the website of the game. It's fatal XC error, like exception error.com. And you can find the Steam widget, you know, to get it. But also you can go to the if you go on Steam, we have we're on early access, as I was saying. So if you go to the community hub, then you can check the discussions, provide feedback if you have the game. And a cool thing is that we have, I'm gonna load it here, but it's gonna take a while. We have a Trello board where we put everything that we're making. So every feature of the game for every update is gonna be there. Everything in the game, like even this level, you know, that I'm making, or whatever you see gameplay related, even business related, is gonna be there. Everything, it's slowly loading. So yeah, this is the board, and you see we have like different how do they call them, panels. This is the general plan, this is the proposed features, this is stuff that we're gonna do very soon, and then we have the stuff that we're making in these three columns, and then the stuff which is live. If you see, we have a lot of features, of course, in the game, and these are the live ones, and these are the ones that are gonna be in the next update. Then we have the rejected ones, and you're gonna find all the links on the communities on Steam. So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna move this other transport exit here on the other side. I'm gonna need to rotate it, always holding the control button, so you know it gets rotated by 90 degrees and not 91 and not 89. And then I can move it a little bit by hand to align it. Yeah, it needs to be aligned by like half a unit. But it's funny because if the things fall on the conveyor belt in a organic fashion, it's even better. I think we can move this one a little bit here. No, it's okay. It really need to be perfect. Wait a second. Okay, the exit point, I want it to be, let's see. So the player is gonna do like, start from here, go through here, snake around a little bit, go here, pass on these conveyor belts. Crates are gonna be coming from the right. He needs to go through the walkway, and then go up here, around here, pass on the conveyor belt again, and go here to the elevator. So I want the elevator to be on this corner, and for this I'm gonna remove the door, I guess, or these two doors. I'm gonna move them a bit on the side, a bit more, and then take these walls, this wall, and move it here. So I'm gonna have like visual space for the elevator. In the elevator, I disabled it, but it's time to enable it again. I'm gonna, the elevator is this thing, the elevator structure, which is just a static object. Actually, I don't know why. It's not static, but I'm gonna make it static now by selecting the prefab and ticking static and hitting revert here, because it's not gonna move. I'm gonna put it right here. You see it's quite high because it wants to be, it goes out of the way. And since we have some perspective in the game, we need it to be high enough to go out of the level. And I'm gonna rotate it so the player can enter from this side. Yeah, I think it's okay. And the elevator itself, it's contained in the challenge logic. It's this one. I'm gonna move it here, rotate it, and since this thing doesn't align on the grid, I need to realign it manually. Oh no, okay, it was just moved a little bit, but it's okay now. Great. Yeah, nice industrial elevator. I'm gonna move it entirely a bit to this side. I don't know, just for the sake of the point of view. Nah, I don't think so. On the wall is fine. Yeah. So let's move on with the layout. Let's move on. I need to put some space for a bit of a UI, because I need to show at least the goal of the game, to provide the players with what they need to do. And I'm doing it with these small panels. So the first challenge was saying use the stick to move around the stage, or use the keys, and the goal is to get to the elevator. What I'm gonna say here is I need to put the goal for sure, and it's gonna be the same one. I don't know if I need to say these again, so I can just yeah, I'm gonna look here, and I'm gonna move these things around. Go to the 2D view and zoom out, because the UI is enormous. I'm gonna put the goal here, no, here, and I'm gonna put the advice, let's say, in this area, which is kind of empty, because the player doesn't really go there. Yeah, I think it's okay. Like a little bit here, but so yeah, I was checking how the streaming is working. Apparently, it's very choppy, but it's gonna be all buffered, and you can watch it later if you want. And it's gonna be really, really fluid. Maybe I'll post it on YouTube as well because my connection is shit. But anyway, so let's go back to the scene, and that wall, that big wall I saved before, was this one. I'm gonna use this to build like a black area where to put the UI. So I'm gonna do something like this. 3 of them should be fine. I think I need to put them side by side so at least I can see what I'm doing to align the blocks with the UI itself. So I'm gonna put this one. Let's see. Is it better like this? Yeah, why not? I can move it later anyway. And then I take the panels, switch to the 2D view. I press F to frame them. I can move them around and I can align them. And if I need to be more precise, I can always go. Oops. Always go in, and I can hold Shift even to constrain them to the y-axis. Oops. Okay, not bad. I think it's okay for now. Even though I want to move this one a bit higher, so I want to go back to the walls, add another wall here, I guess, and then go to the challenge panel and move it up. So it's more, in the center, not too much on the border. It's okay for now. I'll put it here again. And go back to the scene, the 3D scene. As you can see, the walls, since I copied the scene, they still have like the baking of the light, which is not really baked. It's not a light map, but it's the real-time baking. But still, there's like some data left, which is this one here, and I can at any moment like clear the baked data. I'm gonna save the scene for just be sure and build again. And I'm not using baked GI because we have we want to have real-time shadows. As far as I know, for now, deferred and real-time shadows can't. I mean, you can't bake light maps because then you're not gonna have real-time shadows on the baked objects. So if I bake the scenery, the ground, the walls, etc., I'm not gonna have real-time shadows from crates, objects, the players themselves. So, and I don't want them. I want the real-time shadows because it's a big part of this game. So we are sticking with the real-time GI, and we're not using the baked one for now. If the bug is gonna be resolved or we find a workaround with shaders, we're gonna do it. But otherwise, for now, it's like this. As you see, the bake has finished, so the green patch has been removed, and we now have like better shading on these areas, which is coming now from the lava pits. Great. I don't know if the main camera has the... Yes. Doesn't seem to be having the anti-aliasing. I don't know. Looks very jagged. Let's see this one later. So back to the level design. Let's go quickly and let's put another wall here. I'm gonna align this like this. I really want players to go on the conveyor belt, so I'm gonna use the shorter walls to force them to go there. Okay, I'm gonna put this one in a little bit, but I really want them to, you know, have to go through here. So if I do this and they do this, it could be like this. No, I duplicated the canvas. It's always selected, always in the way. No, I want this to be here. Oh yes, I want the crates to go from here to the lava, so players see that they can end up in the lava. And I have a shorter conveyor belt element that I can put here. I'm gonna align this manually. Let's see. Yeah, I think this should be fine. In fact, I would put these ones one row higher and put this one here and then another one here. So the player is more forced to go on the conveyor belt itself. Maybe put another one. And of course I need to move this one too. Where is it? Oops. Let's see. Okay, I need to turn off the canvas because it's driving me crazy. Yes. Mm, yeah, but I need the player to go through here, so I need to lower this one. I need a shorter wall. This one's gonna be cool. 5. So yeah, the player goes through here, here, hopefully here, and here. And here I can put something else. I have the railings, which are elements that cannot be walked through, but they can be shot through. And it's about time that I introduce them to the player, so I'm gonna put some in the scene. I'm gonna put them here in fences because I'm not gonna have fences in this level. But I'm gonna have railings. The railings can be here. Also as a decoration, you know. As you can see, they're really difficult to see from above. Like, you know, it's from above, so you need to have like a strong silhouette from the top side, which is not always possible. So I think I want to put another one here. Maybe here, and this here. Actually, I'm not really sure that the crates are gonna leave up to this point. Like, I think that since they're timed, I think it's going out. Since they are they have a timer, I think that they die before they explode when they spawn here, before they get to here and inside the lava. I have to try. I will play the scene now, and I think it's gonna explode, but it's working. There's an error, but the crates are getting generated. Let's see. Great. The reason why they're not falling is because the collider on the floor doesn't have any holes. So I'm gonna show you. So the floor, not the floor, the collider. As you can see, every wall has a collider, and the floor has one, and on normal levels it's gonna be just one big rectangle. But and this is why they were not falling. But I need to reduce it to how much? I need to scale this side. I guess 20 is gonna be okay, and then I can move it. No, it's not okay. It's gonna be 16. Oh, perfect. Yes, because then the walkways have their own collider. So I think if we play the scene now, it's gonna be cool. So the crates fall. There is a crate appearing here. I don't know why. It must be something weird. But yeah, they fall on the lava, and that's cool. Must be another spawn point somewhere. Yeah, I know why. I know why. Because the transport manager, this thing here, is coded to have 4 spawn points. So since it only finds 2, it breaks. That's why the issue here, I guess. And because if we go to the top, spawning. Yeah, like it's spawning crates in the center of the scene. And you would say it's not the center, it is the center because for him, no. Anyway. Yeah. Never mind. I'm gonna check this later. Cool, I'm almost done. I mean, layout-wise, it's okay, I guess. I can add some more walls, but it's not really important because this scene is just gonna be for teaching the basics of the lava, and you know, you can fall through the ground. Let's use snapping to help ourselves. Let's put another wall here. Maybe. Can you hear the music? This is a track from Niklas Åkerblad, which is a Swedish composer, and he's the one who also worked on Hotline Miami, but this one is the soundtrack of a game called Clairvoyance by Erik Svedang, which never came out officially, but it's an amazing game. So if you wanna look for it and ping Erik Svedang on Twitter and annoy him until he releases the game for the iPod, especially. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done. The rest is only gonna be decorations, so you know. Where are the decorations? Ah, yes, they're in the static part. So decorations is a layer, is an object that usually contains like these things, like decals, and I might keep them or I might take them out. I'm trying not to go too heavy on decorations because I want players to be, you know, to have a very understandable visual, very readable visuals for these first levels, because otherwise players get confused by the huge amount of details. So I want as less stuff as possible on screen. And where's this line? I'm gonna delete it. And I'm gonna put some danger lines here. Nobody's gonna see them, but you never know. Maybe 4 by 4 is fine. No, I don't like them. 3, wait, 3. I need to be at 0 because the decorations are already like a bit like not -1, they're -0.95 for the same Z fighting problem that I told you about before. So I want it to be at the height that it was before, not modify it. I'm gonna put another one here. See how it goes. What else? The neon lights. I can delete this one for sure. Can move this one here where it's more useful. Gonna maybe leave this here because it's nice. This one here. Problem, as you see, is that you cannot really see it. So it's like a bit wasted. Let's put this one here and remove this one. I don't need it. Actually, let me see. Because then the main lighting is given by the this game object here. It might be interesting to have a like a darker level. Why not? So I'm gonna just there's also a main light, which is a directional. Because if I turn off the neon as well, then it becomes very dark. But the neons give a little bit of contrast, no? Nice. Especially when they can be seen better, like on this wall, because on this one you cannot really see them and the glow doesn't kick in, while on this one and on this one you can clearly see them, you know, the ones that are So yeah, I think I'm gonna eliminate that. I think it's okay like this. I want it with less lights. At least this level. The next one is gonna be even darker. But it's okay for now. What do I need to put? Something else? Ah, yeah, the crates. The crates are usually annoying to do. It's gonna be visual details in this level. I don't want the players to be messing around with the crates too much, especially because I think I'm gonna disable the sword, so you won't be able to destroy them. But they give some interesting contrast to add some liveliness to the scenery. It's not needed. I think I can place them by looking at the level from above. So it's easier to line them up with the walls. They're usually very annoying to stop because I could just recycle the positioning, but then the level will look the same. But will anyone ever notice? We never know. So yeah, something like this. It's interesting maybe to create some points of interest, of visual interest with the lights. Like if I have a neon here, then I can put a crate very near and make sure that it projects a nice shadow that can be seen from above, you know, to create like a dark area. Or if I put the crate in the right position, the neon will shine a light and you will see the reflection, which is always nice. So why not start with that? And then one interesting thing to do is to rely on physics to place the crates. So if well, yeah, not here, but kill this one. Otherwise it's gonna fall in the lava. Like these ones, I created them with the physics in the other level. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Is for instance, yeah, if we do it in this passage, I can put crates, and then I can put a crate here. I can rotate it, and provided Unity doesn't crash, if I press play, it's gonna fall, right? Because it has the physics. It fell in a nice way, and it went right where it should be. And at this point, I can just do like this: copy component. I come out of play mode. The crate is gonna go back to this position, but then I paste component values, and the crate is gonna be exactly where it was when the simulation was started. So I know that if I press play, it's not gonna move. You know, it's gonna be perfectly placed, but in a physical manner. And if the player touches, you know, the one that is underneath, it's gonna fall or not. What's going on? But I guess that's because it fell asleep, basically. Like the rigid body was. Uh, no, it crashed. As always. It always crashes. I think the rigid body fell asleep. That's why. Sometimes it does. And it doesn't move until something touches it. So never mind, it's gonna fall. When it crashes, I lose the layout, so I need to. Okay, done. And where were we? I need to move these crates because otherwise they're gonna jump away from their position as soon as the scene is played. And what do I do with this bunch here? I can move them this side, you know, just to make something interesting here, like a small deposit. And since these are aligned, I guess I can move this one here a little bit. So we have this bunch of crates here. We have these ones here, this one's here. This here has to be moved. Whoa. This one can be here, or can be here. And I guess that's it for now. I'm gonna put another one here. Oh yeah, I wanted to because yeah, it breaks, you know, it breaks the line of the lava a little bit, and I wanted to put some on the walkway because they're interesting and they're easily noticeable, and the player has to push them around to proceed, which shows him more of the physics. Yeah. Maybe I can make the walkway. Yeah. Why have two when I can have. I cannot select even one. Yeah, why not? And then I'm gonna move everything one or two. And then I can move this one here to align it more with the wall. And I guess I'm gonna align this wall as well. So I'm gonna take all of this and the crate itself and move it here. And I guess I can safely align these ones together because I'm being lazy and I want them to be aligned, but I don't want to move this one. So now these ones are aligned, the rails are aligned, and everything is nicer. Okay. Yeah, that's it, I guess. The only thing I can add more is more crates. Actually, these crates are not static, but and more crates are more. I can add barrels or these radioactive barrels. I'll add a barrel. Why not? Actually, radioactive ones. And these two, these are just like props. They they are explosives, but they don't damage the player, so they're just decorations basically. I put them, here and there just to, oops. Just to give. And they're nice when they roll, so. Usually gonna rotate them so you see the logo from here. It's not really visible, but it's gonna be okay. Actually, I'm gonna put one like this. Let's see how it rolls. Don't crash. Okay, no, you didn't. Yeah, that was pretty precise. But then we can show the symbol a bit more. Just because I like the yellow light illuminating the gray. I think this is it. Maybe I can one here. Wait, sorry. And yes, I had an idea. You can get the walkway and add one here, which is just a decoration because it's not really useful to go through there. and I can add one here. So if you're like an experienced player, you can go through here, and instead of going this way, you can go through here, push the crate, and go through the elevator directly. So you save a lot of time. So to do here, I'm gonna to do this, I'm gonna extend the railway somehow, so the player is like is pushed to go this way instead of this way. The inexperienced player, let's say. Maybe I can do this. Yeah, so you start here, you go here, and on the first run, the first time you play, you're like, I guess people will go this way, and then through here and through here. Would they think that they need to go here?